Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and these are some of the top stories we have for you tonight. A second arrest is made in August's Friedenborg shooting. A probationary officer is involved in a domestic violence issue. And BOGO's Entertainment Report. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, major crime detectives on St. Croix have now arrested a second suspect in the murder of 35-year-old Carlos Rosa, who was gunned down in his home late August. News Channel 8's Wes Small is in Friedenborg.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We're in Friedenborg towards the bottom, and you remember that it was around Monday, August 29th, up in this area here. We had an altercation around 9:30 in the evening, and that is where we had 35-year-old Carlos Juan Rosa, who apparently had some stones thrown against his door. Remember that? And then when he peeked outside, he was killed. He was shot by a high-powered weapon that went through the door and killed him. He allegedly named one of his attackers or one of his killers. All right, now, let's go to Melody Rames, VIPD spokesperson, because we did have Edwin Rivera, age 41, who was charged with murder in the first degree. Well, now, since then, we have another additional suspect that has been added to the murder list there for the murder and the killing of Carlos Juan Rosa. Here's Melody.
Major crime detectives on St. Croix arrested two persons in connection with the murder of 35-year-old Carlos Juan Rosa that occurred at about 9:30 p.m. on Monday, August 29th. Edwin Ponce, age 33, was arrested and charged with murder in the first degree, and Edwin Rivera, age 41, was charged with assault third degree. Both suspects are incarcerated at the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility on previous charges associated with Rosa's murder. The suspects were arrested at about 10:45 a.m. on Thursday, October 6th. Rivera was previously arrested on the day of Rosa's death and charged with his murder. Ponce was previously arrested on September 24th and charged with assault first degree in connection with the murder. The ongoing police investigation prompted the additional charges for both Rivera and Ponce. In addition to the previously mentioned charges, both suspects are also charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime of violence, reckless endangerment, unlawful possession of ammunition, and disturbance of the peace. Both suspects were held on a $10,000 bail and returned to the custody of the prison pending further court action.
That's what we have from Friedenborg. Have a good weekend. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And another news tonight. A newly graduated police officer was arrested last night in a domestic violence episode. Here's Melody Rames with more.
A probationary police officer in the St. Croix district was arrested and charged with aggravated assault and battery upon a police officer. Police said that Egbert Henry, a recent police academy graduate, assaulted police when they attempted to get him to leave the scene of a domestic disturbance. Police were responded to a 911 call at about 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, October 6th, from the officer's girlfriend, who reported a domestic disturbance at a residence in Estate Glen. When officers arrived on the scene, they observed Henry and the girlfriend engaged in a verbal argument. When the officers attempted to escort Henry from the residence, Henry assaulted the officers. During the assault, two officers were wounded. While in the patrol car being taken to the police station, Henry repeatedly kicked the car door, causing damage. Henry graduated from the police academy in June. He was held in police custody overnight Thursday and attended his advice of rights hearing Friday morning. He was released by the court to a third-party custodian pending further court action. The police department has placed Henry on administrative leave without pay pending the conclusion of the internal and criminal investigation.
Fine folks at Metro Motors in Golden Rock have proven once again that they care about the Virgin Islands community. Here's Wes.
Thank you very much, Jerome, and thank God it's Friday. It's Global Week here, Metro Motors and the Women's Coalition. We all know the horrible tragedy that happened with the Women's Coalition as they lost a major part of their building, and it's a good corporate sponsor like Metro Motors today to make this happen. I'm going to turn it over to the powers that be.
On behalf of Metro Motors, I would like to express our condolences to the Gatson family. And furthermore, we would want to present this check to the Women's Coalition of $1,200 that we gathered for them on their benefit to restore their facility. And thanks to Metro Motors and our general manager, John Sommer, and Ford Motor Company on Global Week of Caring, we want to present this check to you.
Hi, my name is Sharon Powell, and I'm so glad that Metro Motor contributed to helping the Women's Coalition and for making a difference in our community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Forno. I'm the office manager at the Women's Coalition. We are so appreciative of Metro Motors and everything they're doing for us. We do want to remind the public that this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have plenty of activities planned. On October 20th, we'll have our annual march, and this weekend we'll be at the supermarkets and at Kmart collecting goods, household goods for our shelter clients and for our other clients that come into our crisis center. So we just want to thank the community for all that they're doing for us and really showing their support at our time in need right now.
My name is Helga Emde. I'm the child therapist for the Women's Coalition, and I'm very, very grateful so that we have this donation, and we really need it. Thank you so much.
I'm Andrea Stancliffe, and I'm the fundraising coordinator at the Women's Coalition. And we just wanted to thank Metro Motors for their support and their generosity. And we just wanted to say, in light of everything that we're faced with, thank you to all the individuals in the community who care about the work that we do at the Coalition.
Please, remember, zero tolerance in October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. At Metro Motors, they're a good corporate sponsor. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Yesterday, Human Services Commissioner Chris Finch talked about the rising need for public assistance.
Between 2005 and 2007, for the Virgin Islands, our SNAP program was very, very stable. In those 3 years, we distributed between $20.5 million and $21 million. It's a little different each year, but each of those 3 years, we were in that $500,000 range, $20.5 to $21 million, to about 16,000 recipients, territory-wide. Then in 2007, as the recession started, or really in 2008, as the recession started hitting, we started growing. In 2009, we had the 5th highest increase in the nation of all the states and territories, the 5th highest increase in terms of recipients. And we were actually only a few tenths of a percentage point from being number 2. And our numbers were growing up. In 2010, remember I was saying for 3 years we were right around the $20.5, $21 million range. 2010, we distributed $43 million in SNAP assistance. 2011, fiscal year just finishing, $48 million. And we are now doing over $4 million a month. And of that amount, close to about $2.7 or so million a month is distributed here in St. Croix. So with the amounts that we're distributing now, we know in 2012 we're going to distribute $50 million worth of food assistance. And we have gone from 16,000 recipients to 26,000 recipients, almost 1/4 of the population in those couple of years. This is good from the standpoint that, like, as I mentioned, every dime of that $50 million that'll come into next year is being brought in from the federal government, and nobody saves food stamps. Every dime of that is spent.
And when we come back, more on 2 suspects and 2 unrelated cases. Stay with us. And let's take a look at your Caribbean report for tonight. In your Caribbean report tonight, we start in Port of Spain, Trinidad, where Prime Minister Kamla Prasad de Cesar said the state of emergency and the curfew implemented in several areas of Trinidad will remain in place until so advised by the security agency. Speaking at a post-cabinet press conference on Thursday, she said the members of the security agency spent several hours on Thursday addressing cabinet. Quoting statistics since the start of a state of emergency on Thursday, Prime Minister said that there have been 3,932 arrests. The 3-month state of emergency will officially end on December the 5th, 2011. And turning now to the Cayman Islands economy showed positive growth in the first 6 months of the 2011 calendar year. The growth achieved in the January to June period on an analyzed basis was 1.3% as compared to the contracted 4.1% a year ago. Among the sectors, the performance of hotels and restaurants stood out. It was an estimated 8% growth. This sector is mainly supported by the continued strength of air arrivals and tourism. And finally, Robert Nesta Marley, also known as Bob Marley, was Jamaica's singer-songwriter and considered top 5 reggae artists of all times. He was respected for his efforts to spread music of his homeland in the defense of the progressive government in Jamaica. Many know very well Marley's greatest hits, such as I Shot the Sheriff, No Woman No Cry, and Three Little Birds, a song he played with his band The Wailers, and so many other tunes. And in Havana, Cuba will host a concert on October 22nd to mark the 30th anniversary of the death of the reggae star Bob Marley, as part of a tribute being paid throughout Latin America to the outstanding Caribbean singer-songwriter. And that's your Caribbean report for tonight. Well, police are still looking for 2 suspects in 2 unrelated cases. Here's Melody Rames again with more.
Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives on St. Thomas are still searching for Victor Rosa, age 31, also known as Victor Rolando Rosa Nieves. Rosa is wanted for domestic violence related retaliating against or threatening a witness. Police said Rosa threatened to kill his wife after she reported him for domestic violence. A wanted poster was issued for Rosa's arrest on Wednesday, October 5th. Police said Rosa may be on St. Thomas or St. John. Rosa is 6 feet tall, has a light complexion, and weighs about 195 pounds. He wears his straight black hair in a long ponytail. He was born on Puerto Rico, and his last known address is the Guinea Grove apartment community on St. John. Detectives on St. Thomas are still searching for Edgar Rodriguez, age 24, who is wanted for grand larceny in connection with an incident that occurred on September 28th. A wanted poster was issued for Rodriguez's arrest on Wednesday, October 5th. Detectives said Rodriguez stole money and jewelry from his roommate. They said that Rodriguez has tried to leave the island. Rodriguez has a light complexion and wears his hair in braids. He also has a tattoo of a lion on his upper right shoulder and the name Anna tattooed on his neck. Detectives do not have information on Rodriguez's height, weight, or last known address. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Victor Rosa, Edgar Rodriguez, please contact detectives at 714-9807, 715-5537, 715-5535, or you can call Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS.
And that's spokesperson Melody Rames of the Virgin Islands Police Department. And when we come back from this break, we'll take a look at BOGO's entertainment reports. Stay with us. And let's check in with BOGO. He's got your weekend entertainment report.
Thank you very much, Jerome. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to this week's edition, the VI Puerto Rican Friendship edition of the Entertainment Report. Of course, you know, we are celebrating VI Puerto Rican Friendship Week, so you must go down to the Agriculture Fairground this Friday and Saturday. There'll be lots of entertainment there for you, lots of drinks and lots of things to eat, so please go on out and support this VI Puerto Rican Friendship, a very, very good cultural celebration. And then I'm going to tell you about something that's happening in Miami. I'm talking about this Friday night. That's tonight. If you are not in Miami, you're on the Big Island, call up a friend, call up a family member, and tell them the place to be is definitely at Miami for the big VI Bang. You can't afford to miss it. Of course, you're going to have Daddy Jones and crew. You're going to have Big Cat Sound, DJ Cal, Selector Cove, DJ Avalanche from Rock City, and he will be in high definition, and so much more entertainers is going to be in the house there in Opelika, Florida. So definitely you got to go and check this one out. It happens to be something that is going to be awesome. And throughout Miami Carnival, there are a lot of VI events happening, so you need to go and check them out if you're going to be in Florida for Carnival. And then we're going to tell you, if you are not going to Florida, Frontline is a place to be for the entire weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday night, Sunday school is back in session with DJ Will and DJ Youngblood. Remember, Monday is a holiday, so they'll be partying to the wee hours of the morning there at the Frontline nightclub. And then we got to tell you about something happening on October 29th. More Light Promotion presents to you Part 3 of the Country and Western Dance Competition taking place at the Crusaders nightclub. First place, $150. Second place, $100. The winners will go on to the championship. It will take place on, of course, November 19th for a cash prize of $500. Music will be provided by DJ Jules, DJ Stone. And the number to call is 514-1923, and you speak to Rebel. And then we're going to tell you about a big event that's coming to the island of St. Croix. For 2 years now, this VI artist has not performed on the island of St. Croix. So now he's coming back, and this concert takes place at the Malibu Fun Spot. It's all about class promotion, presents to you Spreading the Love, Silence the Violence. Performing live in concert for you, our one and only Pressure Bus Pipe. Also on the card will be Jagamba, King Lion, Volcano, better known as Lava, Daddy Locks, and also Dennis the Menace, Mother Nile, Daddy Babsy, the Mad Rasterisi, and Ninja P. When tickets go on sale, you can get them, of course, at Urban Treads and some other places, but definitely you gotta keep it locked here on the Entertainment Report. I have all the information for this event coming to St. Croix at the Malibu Fun Spot. Remember the date, Saturday, November 12th. And we need all our people to come out and show Pressure Bus Pipe some love. Remember, he is a Virgin Islands artist. And then before we close out, we're going to tell you about some news coming out of Kingston, Jamaica. Jamaican dancehall singer, controversial dancehall singer at that, Adidja Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel, was arrested and charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder, and also the illegal possession of a firearm. Detective made the charges following interrogation of Mr. Vybz Kartel in the presence of his attorney. Police charged that on Monday, July 11, 2011, Kartel, along with some other men, conspired to murder Barrington Bossy Burton, a 27-year-old businessman and music promoter who was standing with his friends. Kartel's reality show, The Teacher's Pet, which debuted on Jamaica's CVM TV network on September 23rd, was also discontinued. Remember, this show elicited a lot of condemnation by the community of its sponsor. This show was sponsored by Lime TV, by Lime, the phone company. It was said that this show was degrading women. It was a show where 20 women were vying to get to be in a relationship with Miss Adidja Palmer, better known as Vybz Kartel. So here we go again, as people are saying they just don't understand why our young artists, our young black artists who are rising to stardom and who are seen as role models amongst our youth would not leave the negative behavior from behind. But people, we must remember that you are innocent until proven guilty. So I want to thank you for joining me here on the Entertainment Report. Whatever you do, please do it peacefully. It's a holiday weekend. If you drink, just don't drive. Back to you, Jerome.